After you put the grounds into the filter, you're supposed to, apparently it's better with a different spout, like a long spout, but this is what I've got. So you put a little dollop of water in to like just the center. They have a name for it, I forget what it's called. And I like this process of making coffee because it's like, it's kind of like a ritual, and it takes time, and it's slow, it's kind of meditative, and like doing your makeup or something. It's like a slow process that feels nourishing. Just depends on the way you're doing it. If I'm in a rush, I would never really do this. You're supposed to spiral the water around the outside of the filter. It's kind of tricky to do with this. That's probably why they do the long spout. And then you just let it drip down. And then when there's space, you just do a little more. Okay. And I like doing the single cup because then I don't have to make a whole pot of coffee. I like the smell of coffee too. The other thing is, once you're done, if you have extra grounds that don't fit, you can save them. I'm gonna put this in there, and you can make a body scrub. And it actually feels very invigorating to the skin, I think because of the caffeine content. Yeah, it feels very awakening to the skin. Makes sense. For breakfast today, I'm gonna be adding mushrooms. I learned this from someone I like watching who does vegan cooking. She seasons the mushrooms beforehand, and actually it really helped to like spread around the seasonings that I'll add in a way that made it even more delicious. A little bit of olive oil, and then salt and pepper, garlic, and smoked paprika. The salt is great, but it comes out like in big chunks, so it's tricky to measure the amount. And just a little bit. Ooh, that was a lot. Pepper, paprika. Do do do. And it cooks so fast. You can so easily make a breakfast that has vegetables and yumminess, because they cook really fast in a pan. Oh, I thought it was so much hotter in the pan. My bad. All right. One of my favorite veggies to add in the morning with breakfast, especially if I'm cooking eggs, or even I just cook vegetables on toast with, you can do like some hummus and tomato and have just like a very light, fresh breakfast. But my favorite thing is the feeling of the like starchiness of broccoli. And I learned this from my sister, who learned it from, I think it's like the Glucose Queen or something, I don't know. That how important it is to have vegetables in the morning before your carbs. As long as I have vegetables in the morning, I've noticed a difference. Whether I have it before I eat like a bread or not, I'm not sure yet, because, you know, the sandwich, you eat it all together, so you kind of have to, how do you like separate the bread from the rest and not and miss out on the whole experience? There. So the broccoli was like a last minute decision, so I didn't season it or anything, but yeah, it's okay. Grab some egg. Today's breakfast is a little bit lighter because I'm gonna go running after, so I wanna be able to digest it. Now I'm gonna toast my sourdough bread. My favorite thing is to have like really nice bread for breakfast. So this is our local company called Klingers. Makes the best bread. While that's cooking, I'm gonna add a little more water to my coffee. Oh geez, there's some jets above us. Ooh. I love when the egg is perfectly not sticking to the pan. This pan likes to stick to things, even though it says it's non-stick. I've got my sourdough, and it seems like a strange combo, but I actually really like having hummus sometimes for breakfast, and it even works with eggs. And it's like extra protein. And also I like to look at what I'm making and see if it has a balance of different elements like flavor and like consistency. So the bread is super dry, and so adding something to like make it more soft and almost not wet, but yeah, will be tastier when you take a bite. I guess moist is the word, unfortunately. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is put that egg on there, and I just kind of like throw it on. Whatever fits, fits. Yummy. I like to taste test before I like finish, because then I can add little bits here and there to like complete the full effect. So I'm gonna add a little bit of paprika, smoked paprika. And actually, I feel like I'm gonna drizzle some olive oil because like I said, it adds like moisture to the whole thing. I've got to be very careful. Okay. I was gonna do hot sauce, but I'm not sure anymore. I think I'm gonna not do it, and maybe I'll just add it later if I feel the need. Little garnishes. If I had cherry tomatoes, I would totally be having that in there. Locally grown shoots. Sunflower and radish. I used to do black with college, just like straight up. Okay, where's, why can't I see the milk? I keep adding milk and then it's just not changing the color. Oh my lord, it must be thick. Okay, I think there's milk, question mark. I just had a fun idea. What if I put stickers on this so that it's not just this like massive thing? Okay, now time for this. I have a feeling I might want to add some hot sauce. The thing about cooking though is like it takes time, and then by the time I'm ready to eat it, like the coffee's kind of cold. So got to heat that up. That's really good. It tastes very earthy in a good way. I like it. I think if I added the hot sauce, no, Even the tomato would have made it a whole different thing, but the sprouts made it like even more earthy with the hummus. It's so good. The mushrooms are not as cooked, or like I could add more salt, but they're so delicious. Cheers. I couldn't resist. Now I'm trying it with hot sauce, like a little bit, like a dollop of it. Everyone, I wanted to pause this editing to share a couple things because I have that whole house to myself. No one's here. So I feel like just it's more easy for me to just start free flowing and talking when I can just freely talk. And I don't know, I guess something for me to work through is not feeling self-conscious about people being there listening to my thoughts as they happen. Like live. Recording it feels a little different. But I wanted to share some things about this 30 days of vlogging and how it's like been so fruitful, and it was an inspired idea from my intuition. And these are the things that, like, those are the ideas to listen to rather than the ones that come from your head of like trying to figure out what's going to get you to your like goal or manifestation or whatever it is you're working towards. To listen instead to the inspired ideas, the one that feels like just a little bit edgy enough for you to do. And what I'm learning is that like I'm really enjoying tiptoeing my way into the world of what it is that I'm creating. And it's so much more sustainable. Like just the fact that I'm doing this 30 days thing, I let go of any like need for it to look a certain way. I set intentions that were just like, as long as it's posted and I'm sharing about my art, like that's the overall goal, is to be more vocal about what it is that like I create, and every day share a bit about, well, most of the days share a bit about what I am creating, like whether it has been like an art piece or writing or even my process to make these videos. So maybe this is my art share of the day. I wanted to talk about, first of all, I'm realizing I really enjoy sitting upright with a desk when I edit. It's been really challenging at night to like lean against all these pillows, and I'm like half asleep. I've been really tired lately. It's definitely the last, since I started this, I've had less, not necessarily less sleep, but I've been staying up till like midnight or later, which I before was like going to bed at 10 or 11. So I might change up my posting schedule and do it in the mornings and edit more in the morning because I really like that. But also, like if you're getting started on making videos, I'm a beginner as well. I started actually first using a camera when I was maybe 9, and my uncle gifted my sisters and I different things, and he gave me a video camera. So I have all this footage of me in Peru or like in Vermont videoing different things, and it was so cringy to watch because it was like really close to my face. I was in that awkward period where like my teeth were like bigger than my face, and like I just didn't know what was going on. So, but it's really cute to see how that same person is in me, and like learning to embrace her and like love her, even though I felt really uncomfortable and kind of ashamed seeing that version of myself and how like awkward she was and is. But I love myself unconditionally, and I try my best to show myself that through my thoughts. And something that, so if you're thinking about starting to film, what I've really enjoyed about this challenge I've given myself is that I'm like learning how to work out certain like things. Like for example, the first few days I really had challenge because I didn't have enough memory space in my phone and my laptop and like all the devices. So you really need to have like a workflow set up for saving footage and recording, like where you're gonna save it, how you're gonna edit it, and just having a more organized system on your files and devices, and kind of like, yeah, like kind of like a habit cycle, so, or like a workflow cycle. And that actually has helped me to have more space to play around with new ideas of what it is that I'd like to change up or try out. So like this whole thing is kind of like an experiment. And I'm also realizing I get to learn about my like style, I guess, or like what it is that I enjoy filming. But honestly, a lot of the times I'm just trying to like film something, so it's not necessarily like me trying to make this big fancy thing. It's just like kind of like completing the mission. But now I'm even thinking about, okay, well, after these 30 days, maybe what would it look like for me to like tell a story and create a film that's more like cohesive and thought out? Or like, what would it be like if I kept creating videos? It's just making me feel more comfortable and like opening my mind around all the things I can do. Because creating videos, there's been a bit of a mental barrier where there's like things that felt really like a lot or tiring and just not worth it, because it's more than just taking the video. It's then downloading it, getting the music. The music's always felt like such a pain. And you can invest in like free music sites, but at the moment, like my investment towards this is going to be small. But I'm even thinking about, okay, which things do I, like all the lists of things that I would love to upgrade like these videos and whatever it is I'd like to make with them. I also know it's like a stepping stone to something, like a bigger vision I have for myself. This coffee is not necessarily that good, but it's also good. It's like, the taste is not, it's like, it's growing on me. It definitely gives like burnt coffee taste. So I think I have to like, if I were to be thoughtful about, I think there's probably like water temperature you can do, like adjustments to the process that I do for the pour over. For now, this is good. Okay. So the thing I wanted to share about that's really interesting, is that while I'm editing these videos or even filming them, the criticism in my head does come up, and I do my best to like notice it, just keep moving forward. But it's like I hear the thoughts of a comment of some like misogynistic asshole who says something about my body, and like the times that I've shared and just like, even you'll see this video, but like where I do my outfit of the day, like self-criticism about like the shape of my butt, or like different things like that. Like there's so much you look at in yourself when you're editing a video of yourself. And I just wanted to like share that that's something that goes on in my head, and that I just think it's good to talk about those things. And the other things that come up is like viewing my choices of like, if I'm editing, now I'm starting to edit like the lighting of the videos, so that's like even a step forward. But my choices in what I'm doing and how I'm editing it, and viewing it through the lens of someone else and what they would think, approve of or disapprove of, or how they would critique it. And that's something that I'd like to work through, because I'd like to listen more to my intuitive decision making on things, and be more present with what it is while I'm editing. And so I think daytime editing is going to be the change. The interesting thing is I've also kind of avoided some of these like making consistent videos, because I don't necessarily want to be like a one-woman show with production of something, but at the same time I'm enjoying the process of learning something new, and how I'm not actually forcing myself to be perfect at it. And that's a huge thing. Like, committing to a daily thing means you have to do it no matter what's the quality and like I can't like tell myself, like convince myself not to. I have to do it. I really like these kinds of challenges because they help me to like let go of perfectionism and then also commit to something. Yeah, these are all some like things that I've like come to think about and realize about throughout this process so far, and I'm really proud because I'm uploading and editing day 10, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. But I'm gonna keep working on this. I'm gonna start looking into getting new audio because I'm realizing the music really helps a lot. The other interesting thing is like I have this awesome camera that I'm using right now for this video, the Sony A-Alpha 6000, but there's like, it doesn't connect to a microphone. I'm like, come on. So I'm like toggling between different like tools that are not completely there for my needs, but at the same time it's pretty awesome. I have this like great digital camera, and maybe I'll just be okay with the camera audio that it comes with, and that's where I have to let go of perfectionism and just be grateful for the things that I do have, and know like also I'm not necessarily at the level to be having a big like camera with the microphone and all that stuff yet. So starting where you're at and letting yourself tiptoe into enhancement, like that happens very naturally and through your own curiosity, is something I'm learning, and it's much more enjoyable this way. So if you're creating something, I hope that helps you with whatever it is that you've been working through, and I hope that you release any pressure to be perfect, because we're all human and we're all like there's no filter on life. Although I do like rose-colored glasses, those are nice, but there's always going to be like some sort of criticism in my head at some point in the day, like, and that's okay. I think it's like if you can hold space for just observing it, and not letting it get to you and noticing if it's making you spiral in your thoughts, that's like the biggest tool you can have to help navigate self-criticism. Is what are the things that help me feel like empowered? And for me, it's dancing. I love to dance and listen to music, or even doing yoga. It helps me connect with my body. Going out and being with nature, reading out affirmations, journaling. Like, what are your tools to help you come back to that place of joy and contentment and happiness and like self-love, and being in your like your make-believe, not make-believe, but like your inner child's realm and world of play, and allowing that to happen as an adult as well. Right, that's the thoughts for me today. Let's see what's going on with the editing. I'm really enjoying the music that I found for the day 10 video. Yeah. It is so nice out. I'm gonna pause video editing and enjoy the weather until it rains later. I'm so excited that I made the choice to go outside. It's so nice out. Remember your sunscreen. It's very important. Always forget the camera's over there. Hello. Here we go. So according to, oh, might as well take some coffee. Might not be the best idea, but according to this recipe, and any recipe, it's about like 1 part coffee grounds to 1 part brown sugar to 1 part coconut oil. So it's incredibly simple. I found last time 1/2 cup, which is what they recommend, of coffee grounds is like too much. Like I had so much left over. I would actually do, for my body, I would do like 1/8 or 1/4 of a cup. Honestly, I'm gonna just guesstimate it. Okay. This is gonna be my bowl. Let's do the coffee. Yeah. I'm gonna do about like that much coffee. And when you're in the shower, what my experience was that you can like, it's helpful if you have a washcloth to help put it on, but also like your towel will have some residue from the coffee color. So you just have that in mind for whatever towel you're using for the washcloth and for the what you dry yourself with. So now I'm gonna just do some coconut oil. It's like, oops, getting some coffee in there. I think that's about the same amount. Yeah, maybe like a little bit more. If there's one thing I would love to inspire upon the people who view these videos, is to release the need to have a perfect recipe. It's really about if the end result is satisfactory. It's okay if it's not perfect. Although I will say with baking, there is a reason behind the specificity of the steps. That's why I don't usually bake. Also, I would not do, oh shit! No! What do I do? Okay. If I use my hand, it's gonna be documented, so I'm not gonna use my... Oh man, this is so much. Just putting it back in there. That's a lot of sugar. Oh, it looks good. Okay. Oh, so I was saying I would be mindful about the time of month you're doing this if you're someone who has a menstrual cycle, because your hormones change, and then your body in general is just so much more sensitive when you're having your period, and even a couple of days beforehand. It can be, it might be too abrasive to your skin, because I'm pretty sure your skin sensitivity is different during that time. I know overall, like, everything is sensitive. Okay, so, look at it, it's so fun and beautiful, actually. Beautiful color. This is honestly gonna be, like, too much. Oh my gosh. I might have to save some for another day. I probably would actually just use like half of this for my body, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and that is your leftover coffee ground body scrub recipe. Sounds of nature, harmony, looking up.